Do you feel it, that heavy weight in your chest every morning? The constant racing of your mind, trying to figure out what will happen next month, next year, or even tomorrow? You are exhausted because you are fighting a war that cannot be won. You are trying to control the wind. You are trying to stop the rain. You think that if you worry enough, you can prevent bad things from happening. But worry doesn't empty tomorrow of its sorrow. It only empties today of its strength. Today I want to show you why your need for control is actually the cage that keeps you small. This story is for anyone who feels like their life is slipping through their fingers. There was a young man named Elias. Elias was talented, hard-working, and deeply unhappy. He lived his life like a chess player, constantly trying to predict 5 moves ahead. He checked his bank account 10 times a day. He reread every email he sent, fearing a single mistake. He stayed up late at night, staring at the ceiling, wondering, what if I fail? What if they leave me? What if everything falls apart? He believed that control was the same thing as safety. But the more he tried to control, the more anxious he became. His hands were always clenched into fists, ready to fight a future that hadn't even arrived yet. One evening, the pressure became too much. A project at work didn't go as planned, and a close friend didn't reply to his message. To anyone else, these were small things. To Elias, they were signs of a collapsing world. He felt like a man standing in the middle of a storm, trying to catch every raindrop with his bare hands so he wouldn't get wet. It was impossible. He was shivering, tired, and losing hope. He sought out an old teacher who lived on the edge of the village, a man known for his unnatural calmness. Elias barged into the teacher's room and cried out, "Help me! I'm doing everything right. I'm planning, I'm working, I'm watching every detail, but I feel like I'm drowning. How do I get my life under control?" The teacher didn't say a word. He stood up and led Elias to a small stream behind the house. The water was rushing quickly over sharp rocks. The teacher handed Elias a small wooden bowl. "Take this bowl," the teacher said, "and go into the middle of the stream. I want you to hold the water in the bowl so perfectly that not a single ripple moves on the surface. You must keep the water absolutely still while the stream flows around you." Elias thought it was a strange request, but he stepped into the cold water. He filled the bowl. He gripped it with all his might. He braced his legs against the current, but the harder he gripped the bowl, the more his hands shook. The more he tried to stay still, the more the rushing current pushed against his legs, making him stumble. The water in the bowl splashed everywhere. After 10 minutes of struggling, Elias was exhausted. He stepped back onto the bank, defeated. "I can't do it," he panted. "The river is too strong. It's impossible to keep the water still while the world is moving." The teacher smiled and took the bowl. He threw the water back into the stream and placed the empty bowl on the grass. "Elias," he said softly, "you are the man in the stream. You think your job is to keep the water still, but the river is life. It will always flow. It will always be loud. It will always be unpredictable." He pointed to the water. "Your suffering doesn't come from the river. It comes from your grip on the bowl. You are so busy holding on, you've forgotten how to swim." Elias looked at his hands. They were red and cramped from gripping the wood so hard. For the first time, he let them go limp. The lesson is simple, yet it changes everything. Relinquish the illusion of control. You cannot control how people perceive you. You cannot control the economy. You cannot control the mistakes of your past or the uncertainties of your future. When you try to control things that are not yours to handle, you create a mental friction that burns your energy and kills your peace. Discipline is not about controlling the world. It is about controlling your reaction to the world. True power is being like the river, moving with the changes, flowing around the rocks, and knowing that no matter what happens, you will keep moving forward. Stop holding the bowl so tight. Let the water spill. You will realize that you are still standing. The next morning, Elias didn't check his phone first thing. He didn't rehearse his day in fear. He simply took a deep breath and stepped into the world, ready to flow with whatever came his way. He wasn't weaker, he was finally free. The world is moving, and it will not stop for your worries. Take your hands off the steering wheel of the universe. Focus only on the step right in front of you. If this story touched you, like, share, and subscribe for more stories. Be still, let go. Start here.